What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at this brand new 2020 Lamborghini Huracan EVO Spider. Huge shout out and thank you to Lamborghini Charlotte. They're providing this Lambo for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website. They have a huge selection, all the brand new Lamborghinis, and a pretty insane selection of Prius Lambos as well, so definitely check them out. And definitely comment down below on today's video, what do you guys think of the EVO Spider? And your comment down below will enter you in for a chance to win the GoPro at the end of the month, so definitely take advantage of that. So this is the Huracan EVO, let's take a look. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in Blu Sideris and has an MSRP at $358,000. The Lamborghini Huracan was introduced as a 2015 model year. New for 2020, they've redesigned it, calling it the Huracan EVO. This is not necessarily a new generation vehicle, but it is a natural evolution of what the Huracan was and what it is now. Lamborghini has updated the engine to match the outgoing Performante. We have more aggressive styling in the front and in the rear, the introduction to all-wheel steering and better aerodynamics all around, and then the interior has been updated as well with the addition of a center touchscreen display. The Huracan EVO utilizes a naturally aspirated 5.2-liter 10-cylinder mid-mounted engine that pumps out 630 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 443 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. The engine is only paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch automated manual transmission and sends the power to all four wheels, and with a dry weight around 3,300 pounds, you can expect to get 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds and a top speed around 200 miles an hour. The chassis design is constructed out of aluminum and carbon fiber to maximize the rigidity of the vehicle as well as decrease weight. This has an overall length of 177.9 inches with a wheelbase at 103.1. The height is 45.8 inches with a width at 76. New for the EVO is Lamborghini's all-wheel steering. In slower speeds, the rear wheels will turn in the opposite direction as the front wheels to effectively shorten the wheelbase, making it easier to maneuver around town and in tight spaces. At higher speeds, the rear wheels will turn in the same direction as the front, effectively lengthening the wheelbase, increasing stability. This features carbon ceramic disc brakes in all four corners that are both drilled and ventilated. They're 380mm up front with a 6-piston caliper. The rear gets a 356mm rotor with a 4-piston caliper. And this particular spec has a set of 20-inch wheels finished off in a two-tone diamond cut and gloss black with a Y-shaped design. The front end has an extremely aggressive design with more Y shapes and sharp edges to it. You can see large openings on each side to allow cooling to the side-mounted radiators. There's also a lower gloss black chin spoiler that helps allow air to go up and through it, furthering the downforce up front, and then there's a body color portion in the center to allow more cooling to the center-mounted radiator. There's 4 parking sensors up front, LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, the Lamborghini badge front and center on the bumper, and the front bumper flows nicely to the bonnet lid with 2 defining lines on each side, and then everything flows nicely to the front fender arches, giving the front end a very low and wide appearance. And then moving to the side profile of the car, you can see how the hood and windshield are nearly in the exact same line, just giving this car that wedge shape that a Lamborghini is traditionally going to have. You'll see a swooping line from the front fender dipping below the side mirrors, cutting its way all the way through the door and then into the rear end of the vehicle. This has a body color lower side skirt as well as body color side mirrors. The new EVO Spider has a great look with the top both up and down, has a very aggressive look. Above the rear wheels there's another vent to allow more cooling to the engine, and then on the top of the deck lid there's more heat extraction vents to get more heat out of the engine. And then behind that there's a new fixed spoiler, new for the EVO, to allow even more downforce and better efficiency for the car. The Huracan EVO has some nice new designs to it. My favorite is the center-mounted exhaust straight out of the Huracan Performante. Gives it a menacing look in the rear. You're going to notice a ton of mesh back here and a lot of fins to allow more cooling from the engine. There's even a cutout on each side of the bumper where you can even see through to the rear tires. And this has an aggressive rear diffuser with fins and more channels. You have 4 more parking sensors in the rear as well as the standard backup camera, and then LED taillights with that Y design, and then the third brake light right in the center. So there's a good look at the exterior as well as some of the performance specifications for the 2020 EVO Spider. Comment down below, what do you guys think of the Huracan EVO? This is the new generation Huracan. I love the new design. The front end is so menacing. It's got so many sharp lines to it, and that center mounted exhaust not only sounds amazing, which you're going to hear shortly, and of course test driving it, that is going to sound insane, but it just looks good all around. So now we're going to take a look at the interior. Have the Lamborghini key fob. If you go ahead and unlock the car, the door handles actually automatically pop out, which is a very cool feature. You can just go ahead and grab them, and we can take a look at this interior. This car has a lot of carbon fiber and alcantara in it. Very nicely spec'd, and I love the contrast with this darker blue metallic color. Before we go ahead and take a look at the interior, I went ahead and popped the roof up. The soft top has a very nice fit to it, fits nicely with the rear end of the car. Now to go on to the inside, the door panel has red and black alcantara on it. We have nice padding right here for your armrest with some black stitching and some black piping. Very nice contrast stitching in it with a super cool design, more contrast stitching. We have dry forged carbon on the grab handle, a black chrome door release handle with your lock and unlock, all of your mirror controls, and then more black leather along the rest of the door panel. We even get a little bit of storage down below. We get Huracan on the door sill finished off in satin silver as well as dry carbon fiber, and then black leather on the inside of the door. We have some red trim on the floor mats, and then moving our way to these alcantara seats, they have black leather on the sides to make it a little bit easier getting in and out of, red stitching all throughout, and then all black alcantara on the center. We get Huracan EVO stitched in that same very nice design. Very traditional Lamborghini design in the newer cars. We also get Lamborghini up on the headrest, finished off in leather. And then moving our way inside, we have a flat bottom steering wheel, finished off in all alcantara with gloss black on the lower side, and then color contrast red stitching. And then now inside the car, to go ahead and start it up, you can actually put your finger through the hole in this opening, or flip this up, and with my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have your turn signals. You just pull this to one side and then press it to turn it off. We have the flasher button for the high beams. All of your windshield controls are over on the right. We have cruise control on the right side and then menu buttons for the center screen. Pressing the center button, the left screen comes up with different items. We have the TPMS. We can go to trip and consumption. Keep scrolling through that to see many things. And this has steering column mounted paddle shifters finished off in dry carbon fiber. They're very large, have an amazing feel to them. There's no stalks on the steering column, so it's not cluttered at all. On the bottom side of the steering wheel, we have your sport modes. We have Strada, Sport, and Corsa. A lot of things change in Strada. That's your normal automatic street mode. Toggling it down, the exhaust valves open up. Everything gets a little bit more aggressive. And then going down into Corsa, this is the full-on race mode. We get the really nice aggressive tachometer going all the way across the screen, and this opens up the car to its full performance potential. Over on the left side of the steering wheel, we have all of your headlight controls finished off in toggle switches that have a very cool look to it. You can see red alcantara on the lower portion of the dash, black leather and red stitching, more of the forged composite carbon fiber on the top air vent here. We have some cool contours on the top with more red leather and stitching, more carbon fiber on the top, and then the same forged air vents in the center. We have a red strip of stitching throughout the dash with more black leather, and then the red alcantara trim. There's a little storage pocket up top here, and then toggle switches for different things. We have your window controls right here. We have the front end lift system right here, then traction control, hazards, parking sensors, and then you have an engine start-stop feature. New for the Evo is this touchscreen display, which has a really cool look to it. This is the main screen that we're looking at right now. Just tapping the center button right here goes to all of your climate. Very easy to adjust the different temperatures and the fan speed. Very intuitive, and then directing the air where you'd like it to go. Then you have 3 different temperature settings for the heated seats as well. That's your home button. We can go under the vehicle, change a lot of different things in the lighting, the locking, different features within the car. Then all your media, telephone, radio control settings. If we go under settings, we can change a lot of those items. We have a back button as well. And then going into your navigation screen. So the screen is very easy to use, extremely user-friendly. I'm really a big fan of how they've designed it. Below that, like we saw, we have your engine start-stop button, and then this is all your drivetrain controls. Reverse, you put your foot on the brake, pull this whole lever back, and then you have a park button in manual mode, electronic park and brake, and then these 2 buttons are for the convertible top. Pushing this button forward will put the top down. The windows go down a little bit, the rear window goes down, and you can see that whole piece open up, and then the soft top will automatically retract. It only takes a couple seconds, about 17 seconds, and with it in this position, you can even see the carbon fiber on the backside, which is very cool. And then this button right here is for the wind deflector. Just pushing it down, this window will go down, which is really cool. For cold days, you can have this window up, and then when the top is down, this will keep the air from circulating inside the cabin too much. One more look at the interior. We do have a glove box over on the right side. A good amount of space in here for a few items. And then just one quick look at the interior. This color combo is beautiful to look at. And we get all leather in the back, and this car does have a track telemetry package with a rear-facing camera and a sub back there. as well as a little bit of storage in a 12 volt and an armrest as well. And then to go ahead and take a look at the storage space, there is a button right here. We can press that, and then the button below that opens up the engine compartment. Just grabbing the handle above the Lamborghini badge, we can see what kind of storage space we have. It's a pretty small compartment, however, you can easily fit a few backpacks in here. We have the car cover and a few other items in here, but for the layout of the car being a convertible with a rear engine, it's actually pretty usable. So we are now in the Huracan EVO Spider. It's a Spider, it is like 70 degrees out. We're gonna be riding with the top down. This car is a demo vehicle actually, fully optioned out to really show customers everything this car has to offer. Got some miles on it, 377. So it'll be really cool to drive around and see what it's like. But that is the top down and everything. Reverse is very easy. Backup camera is right in the center. As far as visibility goes, with the top down, it definitely makes it a lot easier. You can easily see over. And then going into drive, you're just hitting the right paddle. So this car has the all-wheel steering, dual clutch, so it should be very civilized as far as a daily driver, somewhat normal car. We're gonna put the front end lift up once again. I like how quickly Lamborghini's front end lifts work. All right, and then we'll pull it again just to go ahead and put it down. So right now we're in Strada Automatic. This is the most conservative mode. It's pretty doable, pretty tameable. It's nothing too wild. The wind already is just barely over my head, so it feels very comfortable. The suspension is incredibly comfortable. This is very soft ride, just very normal. I like how the Huracan can be just a normal daily driver. And then as we'll find out shortly, when you put into Corsa mode and do manual mode, it turns into a supercar. But top-down cruising, I'm not even yelling. There's not an intrusive amount of wind. It's actually very comfortable. We're going 40 miles an hour right now. It is incredibly smooth. I've driven a 2015 Huracan last year. So driving the new EVO though, this definitely feels more tameable and a little bit more toned down, at least in the normal mode. So using the turn signal on the steering wheel, I ride a motorcycle, so I'm actually very used to that. Now being the convertible, you lose about 2 inches as far as the space goes for like your head and how far the seat goes. So if you are a little bit taller than 6 feet, this might be cramped. I'm 5'11". I'm about at the tallest you could comfortably drive this car with. But as far as normal driving like that, very cool. So going under 30, I'm gonna go ahead and put the top up just to see how that is. Well, that is an amazing feature because if you're driving this car and it starts to rain, last thing you want to do is have to stop and pull over. And now we have the top up very quickly. It does it in like 17 seconds. That is super cool. But we'll do a little bit driving now with the top up. And I'm going to go ahead and put it into sport mode. That exhaust already sounds so much better. And my favorite thing about the convertible, putting that window down. Wow. Oh my gosh, the V10. Probably one of the best, if not the best sounding V10 out there. Then a slow acceleration. Wow. That transmission is so lightning quick. Visibility is actually pretty decent for the car. You know, being a Lamborghini, supercar, it's actually not bad. You can see out pretty well. The mirrors do a really good job as well. So I like how being a mid-engine supercar from the crazy Lamborghini is actually normal when you want it to be normal, but then, as we just saw, it can already get pretty wild feeling. The sound of this car in normal mode, it's very normal, and then when you get into the sport mode and the Corsa mode, it opens up a lot. It just sounds insane. Same exhaust, you get in the Performante, same engine. And we'll keep all the windows up for the best wind noise. But we're going back into Corsa. Make sure we are in manual mode. Wow, and this is like 3,000 RPM. And I like in Corsa mode, all you see is your tachometer. Your speedometer is like way over in the corner. This is definitely for the racetrack. Wow. Alright, yeah. Lamborghini. Gosh, that exhaust is incredible. I don't care if you can't hear me talking, but as long as you can hear that exhaust, that is insane sounding. I honestly can't get over just how well this car seems to drive in every circumstance. We've done the normal slow speed driving, top up and down, and being a soft top convertible with the top up, it's like a coupe. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's smooth. With the window down, you can hear all the drama with the exhaust, but then with the top down, as beautiful of a day it is today, it opens it up to be such a special car. You get a completely different experience versus in a coupe. All right, so we'll feel out a little bit of the handling with this car. Super flat, wow. Wow. That steering is incredible. Wow. That is insane sounding. It's so flat in the turns. The steering does exactly what I want. We have an underpass coming up. Wow. That is unreal. It sounds awesome. It's got so much power to it. That is awesome. All right, about finishing up with the Huracan. One more acceleration. But I'm impressed with just the balance of this car. It feels so tight just taking those turns. Acceleration. Wow, it sounds so good too. Oh man, and it gives you a little bit of a kick in the back in Corsa mode to just add the drama. But oh my goodness, the Huracan EVO Spider, that is impressive. I'm a really big fan of this car. It kind of has a lot to offer. It's comfortable and normal, but then it is a Lamborghini supercar at the same time. Wow. Unfortunately, we're back at the dealership, which means I actually have to give the keys back. Go ahead and do the front end lift. But once again, huge shout out to Lamborghini Charlotte for providing this car for today's video. I'll have the link to their website. Definitely check them out. They have an amazing selection of all these beautiful Lamborghinis, so definitely check them out. But that is going to wrap up today's video in the Huracan EVO Spider. Amazing car. Give the video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next video.